Hi everyone, it's John from What Up, and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking Season 3 and beyond. Sony and Amazon's Wheel of Time show, and some information I just recently obtained about the episode counts of Season 3 and what could be the episode counts for Season 4 and beyond. So that's what we're going to talk about today and how it fits into how they're going to tell the story and the 8 seasons that they have so far. So if you're new to the channel, you don't know what we do here. We cover Wheel of Time show news, so pretty much anything and everything about the Wheel of Time, from the mundane to the ridiculous to the official to the rumor to the leaks to set videos, pictures, castings, you name it, we covered here on the channel. If you like that sort of thing, absolutely just subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 20K before Season 2 comes out, and we have a few more months before that, so we're on track for it. But if you like what I'm doing, absolutely subscribe, click that notification bell. If you like the videos, click the like button. It is giving my videos a much larger reach on YouTube, and I'm seeing a bunch of new names and faces in the comments down below, and I love that very much. Thank you so much for that, folks. All right, now before we get into this, I would normally give a little bit of a spoiler warning. However, I'm not going to get into any specifics of the actual show or the books itself. Reason being because, well, we're talking about episode counts, we're talking about Amazon's metrics, and we're talking about how they treat and how they view their shows, including Rings of Power. So it's one of those things where I don't really have to speak too much on the actual show or the actual book series. So if you haven't read the books at all, if you haven't watched the show at all, don't worry about it. I won't ruin anything at all for you. All right, so we're talking episode counts of the Wheel of Time for Season 3 and beyond. Now, I reached out to some of my sources, and they let me know the episode count for Season 3 and what likely or what potentially could happen in Season 4 and beyond. We're going to get into that in the show, but first I have to talk a little bit about something called completion rates. Now, Wheel of Time Season 1 was 8 episodes long, around an hour each, because Amazon had a ton of internal data that suggested that people would finish a show if it was 8 episodes-ish, around an hour each-ish, so many explosions per minute. That's just a tongue-in-cheek way of saying a little bit of action here and there, amongst a ton of other things. They're a big company, they capture data very efficiently, they probably know a lot about all of us, I'm sure, but they use that data to try to maximize the potential of their shows and have the most people watch them. And in their minds, if someone completes a season, if you finish a full season of a show, that's a success. That's a big old green check mark in their books, and they're very happy with that. That's part of the reason why we got 8 episodes for Season 1. They were around an hour each, even though almost everyone in the fandom, whether you liked the show, you hated the show, or you loved the show, everyone agreed that more episodes and more time probably would have made it better. Everyone agreed on this. There's not a single person I've ever talked to that said less would have been better for Season 1, that they would have watched the show less or not completed it if there was more time per episode or more episodes. And that's mainly because of the type of show it is and the type of fandom, the type of people that watch this type of show. We all like the character development as well as the explosions per minute. We all liked the story as well as the action of the romance sequences. So even in spite of that, Amazon's metrics told them 8 hours for a season is probably it. They would get the highest completion rate for that. Part of the reason why Season 2 is 8 episodes. We know that already. Rafe Judkins has gone on record to say that. They've already finished it. It's done. We're waiting for a release date, likely to be this fall sometime, according to Harriet McDougall, Robert Jordan's widow. She made kind of a slip up, and I did a video on that not long ago. So we know the first 2 seasons are 8 episodes. Now my contact close to production has also told me that Season 3 will be 8 episodes. 100%. It's going to be. Likely due to the fact that they were planning multiple seasons ahead, planning the story out, planning different things, and all of their data suggested that 8 episodes, about an hour each, would be the best thing for the Wheel of Time. Now, I reached out to Amazon and I asked them for the completion rates for Season 1 because I'm interested in this. And they told me that those things are confidential. They don't release them to the public. They actually did reply to me, though, which was fantastic. However, we had sort of fly in the ointment, so to speak, and that fly in the ointment was Rings of Power. Rings of Power followed much of the same metrics. 8 episodes, around an hour each, and they spent a ton of money on this. Probably closer to a B than an M in the amount of money they spent on Rings of Power. And it didn't do as near as well as they expected. For example, there's a Forbes article I've linked down below in the description box if you folks want to take a read of it, and I suggest you do because it's very interesting. In it, it claims, and I don't know how well the claim is, but it's Forbes, I assume they fact-checked, that the completion rate for Rings of Power Season 1 was 37%. Now let that sink in. Their flagship fantasy property, their biggest show ever, the completion rate was only 37%. That means 37% of the people that logged in and started watching Rings of Power finished it. I don't know, and I can't give you an idea what good metrics would be for a show, especially a fantasy show, but I can't believe 37% is what they're aiming for. They would like 100, I'm sure. They would love 100% of the people that tuned in to finish the show. I can't see 37% being good. Now, because of that, there's been a lot of buzz and a lot of talk at Amazon in the corporate offices about what they can do to increase viewership, to increase completion rates, because their metrics, completion rate is all that matters. And one of the things that it's been suggested is that they reduce the number of episodes. So there is a very good chance in seasons 4 and beyond of the Wheel of Time, we may only see 6 episodes. That was a number that was told to me. Now, I don't know about you folks, but myself, if they're staying hard and fast for the 8 seasons, if they drop down to 6 episodes, there's no way they can do it. I have been hesitant, and I think a lot of the fandom has been hesitant in the idea that they can do this in 8 seasons, 8 episodes each. Whole lot of cuts, it's possible. But if they're cutting it down to 6, that loses 8 to 10 episodes. That's not great. That's a whole lot of time. It's 8 to 10 hours of the story gone. And that's if that happens. Now, this isn't set in stone yet. These are just talks that are happening right now that it's quite possible we'll go to 6. But the person that I spoke to also said that if you go to 6 episodes, there is a case for them to accelerate the time between seasons and get more seasons than just 8 in. So we may see the same amount of episodes, or even more episodes total, just a shorter season each. So we have to think of it that way as well. So to me personally, I don't care how they do it, but more time is needed for the Wheel of Time. So they need either more episodes per season, longer episodes by 15, 20 minutes each, or more seasons. I'm fine with a 6-season episode that are an hour each if they tack on a bunch more seasons, because they're going to need that to tell the story properly. I don't know if they will or not. It is a possibility. It's also on the table, as well as reducing it. Or they may go status quo depending on how well season 2 and season 3 does. If Wheel of Time continues to get good completion rates, or whatever the completion rates are for it, are acceptable to Amazon, maybe they'll keep it the way it is. But I think Rings of Power sort of threw a big monkey wrench into that, because completion rates were not great, and now they are starting to talk about reducing the number of episodes per season for the Wheel of Time. Now, a positive from this, and this is a positive that maybe some of you aren't thinking of right now, is they're talking about season 4 and beyond. That means that we're likely getting season 4 and beyond, unless season 2 and season 3 really doesn't do well at all. Then they can obviously change their mind. But if they're talking about it, it means at the very least they're thinking about season 4 and beyond of the Wheel of Time. So that's a good thing. So let me know in the comments down below what you folks think. Do you agree with me in saying that either we need longer episodes, more episodes per season, or 8 ton more seasons to tell the story? That's my take on it. Or would you be happy with shorter episodes so you can complete the season faster, or less episodes per season so you can complete the season faster? I don't know. I'm of an age where I still remember 24 to 50 shows per season, and people had no problem completing them. So that's my age showing it right now. I don't know what things are like with other people, but myself personally, more is better. But I'd love to hear your comments down below in the comment section if you think more is better or less is better with the Wheel of Time. Either way, let me know. Anyway, thank you so very much for sticking with us here to the very end. Here's to many more.